I'm Kim, and today my argumentative speech is on the cancellation of the Constellation Program. To start off, for those of you that don't know, the Constellation Program was proposed by George W. Bush, and it was to get astronauts back on the moon by the year 2020. It would eventually lead up to lunar colonization and hopefully first astronauts to Mars. My main claim is that Obama's cut or cancellation of the Constellation Program is harmful to America and its people. My secondary claims are: one, the cancellation of the Constellation Program will cause many NASA employees to lose their jobs, and it will cause America to fall back in terms of technology. My first claim that the cancellation of the Constellation Program will cause loss of jobs. Over 24,000 jobs is 9,000 of the jobs are directly linked to the program, while 15,000 of the jobs are indirectly linked to the program. Granted that those that lost their jobs will be able to find new jobs, they'll most likely be taking jobs of those less qualified than they are. And since according to the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, the current unemployment rate is at 9.6%. With the loss of 24,000 jobs, that would raise to a 10.41. My secondary claim that America will fall back in terms of technology is backed by the fact that during the 60s and 70s, during the Apollo missions, it brought about many technological advances that are still in use today, such as the cordless drill, purified water, and modern insulation. During the Apollo missions, astronauts needed a way to carry tools up into space without taking as least weight as possible. To do this, NASA contracted Black & Decker to create a drill that was the most energy efficient and most compact. The Apollo astronauts also needed water out in space. Water is extremely heavy and difficult to transport. Thus, they developed purified water to recycle water to take up as least as they needed. Third, in order to keep the Apollo astronauts from freezing inside the ship, NASA developed a heat shield that went around the Apollo spacecraft, which was the basis for modern insulation. The Apollo missions also helped the medical field. In order to help land on the moon, they created digital imaging, which was the basis for today's two modern scannings, CAT scans and MRIs. With the cut of the Constellation Program, a lot of potential innovations are lost. Two recent examples of inventions that will greatly benefit the Earth are a new rocket and new sensor technology. NASA recently developed an engine that is cheap and safe for the Earth. The rocket runs on liquid oxygen and liquid methane. Traditional rockets run on hypergolic propellants, which are extremely expensive, heavy, and toxic. Two companies, Lockheed Martin Space Systems and Ball Aerospace Technology Group, developed new sensor technology called STORM. With this technology, astronauts are able to look at 3D images in real time around the ship with a radius up to 3 miles. Other nations such as China, India, Japan, and Russia are continuing with their manned missions to the moon. The European Space Agency has a program called the Aurora program, which started back in the year 2000. With the Aurora program, they plan to send robots and human explorations out throughout the entire solar system. Their primary targets right now are Mars, the Moon, and astronauts. India is continuing with its Chandrayaan project, which is precursor to manned missions to the Moon. The Chinese have hinted towards sending humans to the Moon through the Chinese Lunar Exploration Program. Currently, the Chinese have two space programs running simultaneously: the Human Spaceflight Program and the Chinese Lunar Exploration Program. Both are scheduled to end in the year 2020. In conclusion, Obama's cancellation of the Constellation Program is detrimental to America. The negative effects include the loss of an estimated 24,000 jobs and the loss of America's standing as a top technological country.
All right, you identified the proposition pretty clearly. It's got two parts at the end, and I think you need to simplify that statement. The first section that you identify that you're going to talk about at the jobs section, you basically just have a claim about the number of jobs being lost. You don't tell us where those numbers come from, although I'm sure they came from someplace, but you ought to provide that. And then there's not really much analysis after that, and in fact you kind of bail out on the claim by saying then in essence most of these people probably get jobs anyway. So as an employment argument, I'm not sure that that's particularly strong. I think you need to be looking at some of the echo effect that it might have on the economy, whether or not there's some impact on psychology of business confidence or something like that to maybe expand that argument a little bit. Otherwise, it seems very minimal. Most of your argument is on the second point where you're talking about potential innovations. You rely extensively on examples from past programs and the developments that they came up with. The notion that there would be future innovations seems to be logical, but I don't know that there's a reason to believe that they would be substantially different from the things that we've already come up with. And the notion that other countries might be developing this and continuing their space programs. So you're not saying that we're abandoning our space programs, you're just saying we're abandoning this one particular program. Are the programs that we're continuing at all comparable to the programs that China, India, and the European Space Agency are doing? If they are, I'm not exactly sure that we lose our lead in this situation. You need, I think, a little bit stronger evidence on that point. All right, thank you.